guys, welcome back. Today I have been running back and forth to the horse show with my daughter, and I have a little break in my day between going back and forth that I just wanted to give you a little peek into what I've got going on. So I prepped some of my No Knead low yeast bread that I make all the time. I'll show you that right here. Didn't get a chance to bake it yet, so I've heated my oven. I've heated my oven up to 475 and put the pots or the Dutch ovens in there to heat up with the oven so that they're really nice and hot for when I go to bake my bread. So then we'll have some fresh bread for today and tomorrow because it makes 2 loaves. Just went out to my garden, picked some cucumbers, some beautiful cucumbers that my kids go through. We go through a lot of cucumbers in this family, so it's good to have those nice grown in the garden. Right now, I've got this tomato, these tomatoes going in the Instant Pot. I put them in yesterday on a slow cook, so kind of stewing them, I guess, and then I'm going to take the peels off and try to drain out some of the liquid and then blend them up to make a sauce. So that's my plan. I'm going to hopefully make some, maybe 1 or 2 jars of tomato sauce. Hopefully that still tastes good. I might just actually, I'll just thinking out loud. I think I'll take the skins off and then I'm gonna stick them in a pot, warm them up, put some spices and some salt, and I'll probably follow a recipe for canning because I don't wanna obviously screw that up, or I might just put them in the fridge if I don't feel like getting out my water bath canner. I have it out and ready, but I'm not sure if I want to go ahead and do that all if I have enough time. I don't think I do. So I'll just probably put them in the fridge. We can use them in the next week or so. Just got back from the grocery store, picked up a bunch of groceries that we needed. I still need to put some stuff away, like the peaches. I need to put them in my pantry. I will show you where I store all of that stuff. I keep seeing recipes for fire cider, and it's supposed to be really good for this time of year when we're we get a little less daylight, a little less vitamin D, and I think there's a whole bunch of other reasons why they call this cold and flu season. It's called fire cider. I decided I want to try it out. It's got a bunch of different ingredients in it. I will make it and let you guys know how that goes. I'll show you the recipe that I found. And so yeah, we're gonna make some fire cider. I'm going to hopefully get that tomato sauce underway and maybe even water bath can it, see if I have time for that. Yeah, so that's my plan. Alright guys, so for this part with the No Knead bread, we're going to divide the loaf with floured hands into 2 even pieces. And here I'm just trying to separate it from the bowl. It's going to be a little bit sticky, so I flour my hands to make it a little easier to work with. And here I begin to shape the dough. So you're going to want to fold it back into itself carefully because you want to preserve all those bubbles that developed over the rise time. So you're just shaping it into a nice loaf, round loaf shape, just like that. And then you're going to put it on a piece of parchment paper. And you're going to do the same with both loaves. going to want to score the top of your loaves with a serrated knife. You can choose the pattern. I usually go with 3 lines, or I also do a cross pattern as well. You can get creative and use different tools for this, but I just go with basic things to get the job done. So for this part, I'm just getting my work area ready to take out the hot Dutch ovens. Because they are so hot, you're going to want to put them onto a hot plate or a pad while you're putting your bread in them. So I just kind of alternate and stick one in at a time. For this part, you're going to stick your preheated Dutch ovens into your 475-degree oven with the lid on for 30 minutes. And then after that, you're going to check it, take the lid off, and bake it for another 10 to 12 minutes, depending on how brown you like the top. Alright guys, so for this part, I started my stewed homemade tomato sauce. So I'm just taking my stewed tomatoes out of the Instant Pot, and I'm going to transfer them to this pot on the stove. I'm going to take off the skins and give them to my chickens, of course. Then we're going to let them simmer, add some seasonings and spices, as well as some salt and some olive oil, and let it simmer on the stove for a couple hours. All my peels from my tomatoes and all my other kitchen scraps I give to my chickens. So I have like a pot, I have this pot here that I bring out to my chickens, and they're very happy with me when that happens. So I've got the bread in the oven. Bread's in the oven for 30 minutes, and then I'll take the lid off and then let them bake another 10 to 12 minutes depending on how golden they look. And then just letting this cook. So the slow cook here for the tomato sauce. I'm just gonna make a marinara sauce that I'll keep in my fridge because I didn't follow any canning recipe, and you obviously want to be very careful when you're canning, wanting to make sure it's safe. So next time when I have more time, and I will do that properly. Right now I just kind of winged it. So I'm gonna prep my dinner for tonight because we have a really busy afternoon with my daughter at the horse show, and my son plays hockey, and I have another little girl joining us, so for my other son to hang out with. So busy afternoon, won't be home. I'm not even sure when I'm gonna be home, but at least when I get home and whoever's home will have some food in the crock pot. Not quite sure what I'm gonna make, but I'm gonna create something. So it's kind of how I do my recipes. So I'm trying to figure out what to make here. I'm just gonna look in my my basket. I have a basket of seasoning mixes that sometimes I use. So I'm just gonna decide. I've got some frozen chicken in my InstaPot. I put some olive oil in there, and now I'm just gonna figure out if I'm gonna make a chicken sort of taco seasoning or if I'm gonna do more of like a chicken stew. Alright guys, so I've decided to go with a chicken stew that I make. It's like a white chicken ranch stew. So I'm gonna use my homemade chicken broth. I have some paprika, some onion powder, garlic powder, poultry seasoning. I like to use these ranch packets. I know they're not the healthiest, but this is what I add into there to add to the seasoning to make it like a ranch flavor. And then I've got corn, potatoes that I grew in my garden, some carrots, and an onion. So that's all gonna go into the crock pot, and I'm gonna put it on the poultry setting. So let it basically pressure cook, but then it'll slow cook over time. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna need the 2 packages of the Uncle Dan's, but we're gonna just go. Just stick that in there. And then I add some garlic powder. Oh no, that's onion, sorry, onion. Some paprika. I'm very generous with my seasonings. And then I have this green onion and chives sea salt mix that I have, so I thought this would probably be the right recipe to add it into. And then I have a little bit of poultry seasoning. And then I'm gonna add the jug of homemade chicken broth. So I threw everything in the pot. Now we're just gonna let it simmer, or I think it's actually a pressure cook option, in the Instant Pot. So we're gonna let that cook. It's gonna be in there for a good couple hours. So when I come home, I'll add some sort of cream, whether it's a coconut cream, because I'm actually lactose intolerant, so I don't tolerate dairy at all. I wish I could, but I'm slowly trying to add a little bit of raw milk here and there, see how my body tolerates it. So it's gonna be a little bit of more of a creamy sort of, it's like a chicken chowder. Chicken Ranch Chowder. Chicken Ranch Chowder, that's what we're gonna call it. So I just kind of threw this recipe together, and now when we come home, we'll have some dinner ready. The bread is cooking. Oh, that's probably not gonna work. Steamed you up there. So the bread has about another 7 minutes, but it's nice and golden brown. You can see, it's starting to get nice and golden on top, so you take the lid off for the last 10 minutes. So that will be nice to have as well when we come home. So this is the sauce. It turned out just beautiful. Okay. Yep. So I'm gonna let this cool in my windowsill or on my kitchen counter, and once it's cool, I will stick it in the fridge. Now I'm just gonna take the bread out of the oven because it is ready. So let's see about this delicious bread. Hopefully I don't steam you out here. It's very hot. Stick it over here. I like to stick them on here. So there is the finished product. So thanks for watching, guys. I will be making more videos like this from my kitchen because as we head into fall, I look forward to making more videos, hoping to inspire you, share some recipes, and just bring you along into my kitchen. So if you did like this video, please like and subscribe if you want to see more like this. Until next time, thanks guys.